There's a saying in Arabic, Maktoub. It means it is written. Every twist of fate, every heartbreak, every miracle, already inscribed long before we were born. And yet, we're told we have free will. So which is it? Are we the authors of our lives, or just characters reading from a script already written by God? For years, I wrestled with this paradox. The more I tried to control life, the more I suffered. The more I surrendered, the more peace I found. And slowly, I began to see that perhaps free will doesn't lie in what happens to us, but in how we choose to perceive what happens. Two people can live almost identical lives. Both experience loss, rejection, and heartbreak. But one walks through life as if cursed, bitter, afraid, and full of resentment. The other sees each event as a message, a doorway into their own evolution, a whisper from the divine saying, "Look closer, I'm teaching you something." One lives in hell, the other in heaven. Same world, different eyes. Maybe the story of our lives is already written, but how deeply we read it, that's where our freedom lives. Fate shapes the outer form, but consciousness shapes the inner experience. It's as if destiny gives us the curriculum, but the soul decides how willing it is to learn. This view isn't new. Sufis have spoken of it for centuries. Rumi said, "The pen has dried, yet your response is still being written." In Vedanta, the self, Atman, is pure awareness, untouched by the play of events. And Jung called this individuation, the moment we stop identifying with the chaos of life and begin to observe it with consciousness. When that shift happens, we realize we're not just the actor in the play, we're also the one watching from the audience, and maybe, at the deepest level, we are the playwright too. But let's not romanticize it. If everything is predetermined, then even our choice to see things differently was written too. And if that's true, is free will anything more than a beautiful illusion? A trick of the light to make us feel like we have agency in a story already concluded? Some philosophers would say yes, others would say no. But the mystics, they point somewhere else. They tell us that when the personal will aligns with the divine will, the paradox dissolves. Because in that moment, there is no you separate from God, only the flow itself. Maybe fate and free will are not opposites at all. Maybe they are two sides of the same mystery. Fate is the river. Free will is how we set our sail. We may not control the current, but we can choose how we move with it, with resistance or with grace. When we fight against the flow, life feels cruel. When we surrender and learn its rhythm, we realize the river was never against us. It was carrying us home the entire time. And from that seeing comes a quiet freedom, not in changing the story, but in realizing who is truly living it. So the next time something unfolds in your life that feels unfair, painful, or out of your control, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what if this isn't happening to me, but for me? What if this, too, was written for my soul's awakening? And maybe, just maybe, that is where true free will begins. If this message resonates with you, take a moment tonight to reflect on your own story. What moments felt destined, and what did you learn from them? Share your reflections below. And if you'd like to explore more of these eternal paradoxes, subscribe and journey with me as we continue uncovering the emeralds from eternity.